Welcome to Reasons for Roots. My name's Lauren, and I'm a homeschool mom to 4 kids. So today, I get to show you a peek into our 2022-2023 school year. I'm super excited about these pics. Can't wait to show you. So curriculum is so personal. It has to do with your philosophy of education. It has to do with your children. So not all curriculum fits all families. And we have to tweak it and fit it to make it fit our family. And that's a beautiful thing with homeschooling, is that we can tailor it to what's important to us and how it fits our children. So with my curriculum picks, you will see in my younger 3 that I am very Charlotte Mason inspired now. I used to not be. You can go back and look at some of those choices, but we have found out that the Charlotte Mason philosophy really fits our family. So you will see a lot of Charlotte Mason inspired things here. I will say the only thing where I kind of vary off and kind of veer off is language arts, and I can kind of explain that as we go. But for the most part, I will say this is very Charlotte Mason inspired. So that might not be your cup of tea. It may be. Maybe you're like, what does that even mean? And I'll show you. Okay, so for Aubrey, she will be in 6th grade. I can't believe my little girl is in middle school now. So she is, how to describe Aubrey? She is a very fast learner. She thrives with language arts. She's a great reader, a great memorizer. She's just an all around, she's a good student, and very, very energetic. Okay, she has a lot of energy. So for Aubrey, I wanted to use the Charlotte Mason method. It fits well with her. Narrations just flow out of her so beautifully. She does so well with that. So we wanted to use a Charlotte Mason curriculum that all of us, well, my younger 3, could be on the same history cycle. So for her 6th grade year, we will be doing, for the core, for her spine, will be a gentle feast. Now, with a gentle feast, not only do you just get history, she will also have geography, literature, she will have science. I've tweaked the science just a little because we're already using the science that she's recommended in here this year because I was in a pinch. So we're kind of moving some science around. We have natural history, we have citizenship, we have foreign language, we have Latin, we have math, we have singing, we have art, and then any other kind of electives. We have read alouds. All the fun things are included in a gentle feast. Now, not all of those things are used every single day. It's kind of like a loop schedule, okay? If you're familiar with that term. If you're not, let me just explain it. So, like, for instance, one day she'll do her history. The next day, she'll do natural history. She might not do natural history the rest of the week, okay? She'll do 2 days of Latin, 2 days of French. The only thing that stays very grounded is math and language arts. The other things kind of fluctuate. You do not do them every day. You do them 1 to 2 times a week, and then you just rotate them out. Okay, so it's a rotation of subjects. And what Charlotte Mason called that was the feast. So you lay before your children this feast of subjects, and they get to taste from every single dish that you present them. Okay, so with a gentle feast, there are 3 streams of history. So she's not just studying American history. She will also be studying British history, and she will be studying ancient history. Why do it that way? In Charlotte Mason's method, she believed that history should be the the hub of the wheel, and that every other subject will turn around that hub. Okay, so history is the center. But why 3? And that is because to give the children a vast understanding of the world, of how different people live during the same time periods, maybe in different time periods, how vast the human population is. They do not start the three streams of history until I think it's fourth or fifth grade. Okay, so you don't start the three streams till you're older. So this will be her first year doing three streams of history. So in order to keep the three streams like straight in your mind, you keep a book of centuries. A book of centuries is where you write down a time period and you write down the people or the special events or places that you're reading about. And you kind of keep a log of the people, places, and events that you're reading about throughout history, and you can see how they all mesh together. So for Aubrey's American history, we will be studying America from the 1700s to the 1800s. Okay, this back here, if you can see, is her big stack of books for a gentle face. Some of those are history, not all of those are history though. So she'll be studying and using some history books assigned by Gentle Feast for that. She'll also be doing British history, and she'll be doing ancient Greeks. So for her ancient Greeks, I bought the Famous Men of Greece flashcards because, like I said, she's a child who memorizes very well, and I thought she would like these little flashcards as she studies the famous men of Greece. So one day a week she'll do American history. The next day she'll do British history. Then the next day she'll do ancient history. And then at the end of the week she will do a history narration, a written narration of whichever one she chooses to. And during the week she'll be orally narrating it back to me. Okay. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I love being able to have a glimpse into different civilizations at different times. I think that just broadens our minds. And then the Book of Centuries helps keep it condensed and help us to keep it straight in our minds. Okay, she will have geography with a Gentle Feast, her literature. So her literature books are going to be in here as well. So this is her big stack of books for a Gentle Feast. I cannot wait for her to get into all of these. So much rich lessons in all of these books. Now I gotta find somewhere to set them. Okay, and in those books that I showed you were her read-alouds, her literature, her citizenship, and her history, and also her geography. So also with a Gentle Feast, she'll be doing morning time with us, of course. She'll have poetry recitation. She will have a biography we read together. She will have fables. She will have artist study, composer study, Bible, of course. And so all the wonderful things right here in morning time. Okay, something I have added kind of onto her citizenship is a president study. I think they may go ahead and do that in Cycle 3. I'm not sure with the Gentle Feast, but I wanted to make sure, we have some foundation with it. So I already had these books. So we're just going to plug in some presidents and even some states. She's actually taking a states class at Co-op now. So she knows them. We're just going to review through the states as well. So moving on into, let's see. Oh, let me show you what we're going to use for her foreign language. Now with foreign language, with a Gentle Feast, it suggests that you use Latin and a modern language. Okay, so we're going to do 2 days of French, 2 days of Latin. Okay, so for French, we are going to do Memoria Press's First Start French. I have used this before. It's a very solid program. I also add in some YouTube videos just so they get used to it. We have a French Bible here. We do some copy work out of. So that will be her foreign language, modern foreign language will be French. Her Latin, we are actually going to use visual Latin this year. So I've looked at the sample videos. I don't think it's as dry as Memoria Press's Latin is. Like I said in my intro, Aubrey is very smart. She gets stuff very easily, but she was very bored with Memoria Press's Latin this year. That was something she dreaded doing, was watching the videos. They were very dry. She loved speaking Latin. She loved learning Latin, but she hated to watch the dry videos. So when I saw Visual Latin's a sample, I thought she'll really like this teacher. He keeps it fun and he keeps it engaging. So we're going to do Visual Latin 1 for her Latin class. Then for her individual Bible, we are just going to do an inductive study on 2 Timothy. This is becoming God's champion. So something that worked really well with Heart of Dakota this year was the inductive study she did through Philippians. She enjoyed that, so I thought we'll do it again this year, and I bought the Discover for Yourself 2 Timothy. So that'll be very independent for her to do on her own. For science, I did use a Gentle Feast suggestions for science, like starting around Christmas this year, because I was in desperate need of science, something for her for science. So I've researched and I decided to do the story of medicine, exploring the story of medicine. This is written in more of a living book type style versus like a textbook. But I also purchased Memoria Press's guides, their questions, and their teacher's guide that goes with it. And this is why. I love narrations. We will mostly do narrations with any of our science and history. But I do not want my children to forget or not have the skill of being able to answer questions well. So when they get to college, the professor's not really going to ask for a narration. He's going to ask for a question. Or he's going to ask them a question. And I just want them to get used to putting that narration type thought into question format and being able to answer it in just a few sentences. So we will not use this every single week. We will not use this every single day, I do not think. I just want her, to practice being able to answer a few questions. Not the whole thing, but it's just a habit I want them to be able to do and do well when the time comes and they need to be able to answer questions well. Narration helps with essay questions. I've seen it help my high schoolers with their essay questions, but I just want to make sure we're covering, all our bases. So this is just kind of practice. This will not be used every single day. And after I purchased the set, I realized that the history of medicine actually has questions already in the book, and I didn't realize that. So I probably could have done without this, but these were relatively cheap, and I'll just use them for supplements as needed. Okay, so this will get her through half the year, half of her 6th grade year. For the second half, she is going to be using Christian Liberty Press's The Story of Inventions. And it's very similar to this book. There are tests that come with it if you want to purchase the test. So she is going to be doing the history of medicine and then The Story of Inventions by Christian Liberty Press. I don't have it in yet, but it's very affordable. I think it was like $8 on Christian books. So I can't wait to get it in and look at it because it looked phenomenal on the website. but it's along the same Charlotte Mason vein where it's more stories of inventors, more so than just facts. Okay, so let's get to math. For her math, we use Rod and Staff for our little people around here. This will be her last year with Rod and Staff math, and it's kind of sad because she did so well with Rod and Staff. It has helped her. It's totally transformed our homeschool math with her. This is not her strong suit. Math is not her strong suit. But with Rod and Staff, it's helped us tremendously. So Mathematics 6, I got this tests, and it comes with 2 teacher's guides. These teacher's guides are so well laid out. They're scripted for you. They tell you exactly what to say, how to say it, and this has been a very big help to us. So there's 2 volumes, hardback. If you have a large family, I mean, these could be saved for multiple children, very affordable. I think the whole math set for 6th grade costs $50 versus others that cost $150. And while Rod and Staff does not get into pre-algebra, and that's why I'll have to move her to a different curriculum next year, it is so thorough and it has so much review. That's what's helped my daughter, is you'll have your lesson and then you will have your review exercises. And so that's what's really helped her, is all the review that it has to offer. So here's the textbook for the student, and we can't wait to finish out 6th grade with Rod and Staff math. Now to language arts. I told you for language arts, we're not a Charlotte Mason with language arts. I'm a grammar fanatic. I love grammar. So we are sticking with Rod and Staff English 6. She just is finishing up English 5, and we will move on into 6. I cannot recommend Rod and Staff English enough. The more I do it, the more I'm impressed with it. This will be our 3rd year using this, and it is by far the best grammar and English program I have found. I've used the Becca, BJU, Master Books. I mean, I've used several. By far, Rod and Staff is the best, in my opinion, that's out there. So she will do her grammar lessons with Rod and Staff. Also, we're changing up our spelling a little bit. We've always done dictation for her. She actually wanted a list. She asked for a list. So I thought, that's fine. If that's what you want to try, we'll try it. And so I bought Spelling 6 from Rod and Staff, and she's actually using it right now. She's to lesson 5, and she's doing well with it. What I like about it is that the words are written in cursive, and so it's also extra cursive writing practice. But we don't always do the exercises. Sometimes if she's having trouble with a word and I know the exercises will help her, we do the exercises. But this is pretty independent. She can pretty much do this on her own. But I have the teacher's book and the student book for that. And I also have the Progressing with Courage 6. All right, that's it. That's it for my 6th grade middle schooler, Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. I plan to do a video on some Charlotte Mason supplies when we get a little closer to the school time. I'm talking like narration notebooks, how I label all these books, you know, all the fun stuff, supplies, planning, storage, organization, Charlotte Mason style. I plan on doing a video of that because, as you can tell, it's a lot of books. So we'll talk about that in the future. If that interests you, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss that video.